Namaste,
Namaskar.
namaste, namaskar.
Welcome to this special discussion, Anand, Vardhan ji, and to all my audience, both in the public and HW News Network. Welcome to this special interview, special discussion about what happened this morning. Today morning was a historic event. We have our new Parliament House in place, and that's what we will discuss. Sir, let me know your first views on what was the inauguration ceremony. What are your thoughts on the inauguration ceremony?
No, the first and foremost thought is the event always. Modi ji is one of the master of events. I mean, he's very good in uh, having events. But this was one event which was not having the right colors and the right tune and the right music. The only beneficiary of the entire episode, entire whatever happened today, in my view, was Mr. Om Birla, because he was the only one who got first time in my I have seen that Modi ji gave space to someone along with him, and he was sitting with Modi ji when the puja was performed. Otherwise, he was following Modi ji when he was entering parliament everywhere. But at least at some point of time, when they started the puja, then Birla ji got an opportunity to sit with Modi ji, and he also had the same amount of photo sessions what Modi ji was having. But otherwise, I must say that Modi ji has a large heart today. He has shown that large heart of sharing the photo space with the Speaker of the House. So that way, it was a change of heart, and it will be remembered by the countrymen that today Modi ji has shown a very big heart of sharing photo space with the Speaker of the House.
So
This is
tell
my
me, sir,
perspective.
let us start from the beginning. A huge amount of money was spent. A lot of money was spent right plong in the middle of the pandemic. So that was the first issue that we should start with. The work went on through and after pandemic. What is your first opinion about this? Tell me, what do you think? Was this money worth it?
Uh, the money, I will say the money was actually, let it uh, go step by step. One, there was a need of a larger parliament because the old parliament was not having the right space. The number of members were increasing, and in next 5 to 10 years time, the number of MPs will be much more what it is today. So there is no doubt on that we needed a larger parliament house. The second part is in this all started in 2010 when Meera Kumar was the speaker, and then they all started that we must have a larger parliament. It so happened that Modi ji came into power, and then Modi ji decided to pursue this. The only thing was the timing of the whole thing. Modi ji started this project at the height of that Corona, at the height of COVID, when the country was facing with Corona. That was the time when Modi ji started this project, and that is why few people had some objections. So this is one part of it. The second part of it is that uh, generally when you go for a project which is part of the constitution, which is drawing its strength from the constitution, the opposition parties, all the stakeholders, remember, all the stakeholders, and we must understand that India is not union government. India is a federal structure. We have a council of state which is called Rajya Sabha, which is council of states, which is there, and which is there from day one. And the basic idea of council of state was that the rights of states will be discussed, the policy matters will be discussed, and that will act as a torch bearer to Lok Sabha. They will have seasoned politicians, seasoned artists, seasoned sportsmen, and people who are coming from states, putting the problems of state, and they will be discussing that. That was the whole idea of Rajya Sabha. Now, I am not repeating that because every channel has been telling that Article 79, and then the parliament is made of president, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. I am not repeating. Having said that, Modi ji somehow I don't know. Modi ji already had done the foundation stone laying ceremony of the new building. Modi ji also was the one, if you remember, in last November or October 22, he inaugurated that emblem of India, Ashok ki Lat. That if you remember that, and where when there was a controversy that the lion in that emblem were not as per what it it should have been. There was a controversy, but Modi ji in any case inaugurated that also. This is for the third time that then Modi ji is again going back, and he is again just to have the limelight, just to tell people that it is Modi ji who has built this institution and who who only should be given credit for this. And all the BJP leaders, if you say, right from Mr. Amit Shah to down the line, they are telling because of the Modi ji's far-sightedness, we have got this bill. So my take is that there are two aspects. One aspect is the constitution part of it. The second part is the not taking the entire opposition, not taking the states in its the way it should have been.
So, sir, let's then look at it fairly. Okay, there was a need for the Parliament House, so that was built. It was built with a lot of fanfare, and like you rightly said, that is how Prime Minister Modi normally looks at life. Everything is larger than life, so that's his natural thing. But now, opposition party is not participating in this inauguration. You see, what a symbolic gesture. I mean, really, look at the way it happened. You are opening up the Parliament House, the temple of democracy, and there is no opposition party. How do you see that?
Uh, the problem is how to lodge a protest. That is a very basic question which we must understand. This. And someone in your show has rightly said, British were holding a Delhi Darbar when India was going through a great famine of 1876-78. Okay. Besides that, how opposition should lodge their complaint, lodge their protest. If you have seen, we all have been witness to the speech which Rahul Gandhi gave in the parliament about Adani. And the way those 9 or 16 or 15, I'm forgetting that numbers, were expunged from that. And there was no abusive language, there was no unparliamentary language. Just because Adani name was coming, it was expunged by the Speaker of the House, and it was not told. Now, if the government is taking this stand that we will not allow you to talk, if the government is taking this stand that if Rahul Gandhi, look, Rahul Gandhi, we all know, has been his membership has gone. Primarily, the reason that the trigger was Adani speech. That was the trigger from where it all started. That Rahul Gandhi has to lose his membership. Now, in this atmosphere, what opposition should do? One thing, everyone must remember. Do you remember when who built this parliament? Do you remember who was the main architect? I'm talking, you means the general public. But
Correct.
yes, people remember the 14th, 15th August midnight speech of Tryst with Destiny of Jawaharlal Nehru. People remember the great speech of Ram Manohar Lohia in this. People remember the speech of so many leaders. So Parliament is not made because Modi ji has built up. It will never happen. Jawaharlal Nehru has given his own house, Anand Bhavan and Swaraj Bhavan, to this country. Someone remembers today this. And it was his personal house. So if Modi ji today and the BJP people feel that it will be remembered as something Modi ji has given to this, so people remember Nehru today because of IIT. People remember Nehru today because of IIM, because of Bhakra Nagal, because of Steel Authority, because of BARC, because of and a very sensitive, because of National School of Drama, because of people remember Nehru because of that. People don't remember Nehru because of he has built this building or that building. So what policy, what major change Mr. Modi has done, he has to answer himself. Today, somehow people feel, and a whole, I mean, I will say the whole follower of people following the BJP policies feel that by doing these events, they will be remembered. No one remember that.
Sir, I agree to you. Sorry to interrupt you. I agree to you, sir. It is not about Modi. It is not about one person. It is about our country. It is about all the great people who built this country and built our democracy. I agree. If that is the case, then why did the opposition boycott the inauguration just because Modi was inaugurating it? You see, then even the opposition should go beyond Modi, shouldn't they?
Correct. And you, I will say, you answered the question also. A party which is coming with the motto of Congress Mukt Bharat, a party which is coming with the motto of again and again telling that there is no need of a regional parties, shows the mindset of this party. And after say 100 years, what will be remembered? It will be remembered there was a prime minister who wanted to become king, and there were handful of people who protested, and the protest was by not going to the parliament. Because why I am telling, what was the way left for a protest? If today the people who have won medal for this country, the women who have won medal for this country, were the way they were beaten, the way they have been treated, the way they are still not out on, they are still in thanas, or I don't know where it is. I mean, there are a lot of all these sportswomen. They and the way they have been treated today will go in history. Will go that there was a time when someone wanted to become something like a king, and then there was a protest, and people, a handful of people, maybe a handful of people, whatever, that is the only way it can be protested. Mr. Nair, I'm coming on a very basic issues. You and I know, you have been into media. I'm also trying to do something on this. We all know that if we just change some line, if we cross the line here, my lot of my problems will be taken care of. Why we are not doing? Why we are not doing? Why you are doing this show at this time? Because as far as I am concerned, I will answer for myself. After 20 years, 30 years, when I will not be there, someone, maybe one person, must say that there was someone who, when the time came, he stood, and he stood for what was truth in his own eyes. Uh, it will be slightly out of context. There is a beautiful movie which has come recently. Beautiful movie by Manoj Bajpayee on Asaram Bapu. The name of the movie is some Banda Anda or some, I mean, one some Banda, but it is Asaram, a story of Asaram Bapu. See, I mean, I must recommend every parent, every house must see that movie. The way these babas, they exploit the young girls, and one must be beware of them. And secondly, one will lose respect for three people: Mr. Ram Jethmalani, Mr. Subramaniam Swamy, and Mr. Salman Khurshid. These three people stood with Asaram Bapu, where he was accused of raping. Not only accused, now today he is convicted of a minor. And these people stood with him. It was not for a national cause. It was not for any other thing. It was just they were standing with a person who who finally who got convicted for rape of a. So people are there, and people will be remembered. Ram Jethmalani might have been the best of the vakil, but today, when I remember him, I will always have that he was the one who stood with Asara.
Sir, I have just to take this message from a gentleman called Ramesh Babu. He has sent us this message, and I welcome such messages. He has, I guess, it is directed to me because he says it does not look like editorial. It is like congressman talking with hate read on Modi or whatever. Hate, I guess he is saying that, you see, we are saying it because we are against Modi. See, the point is, are we doing all this because we are against Modi, Mr. Singh? I want you to answer this question.
I will first answer, because he says, first of all, I must say this, yes, I am red on Modi. I have no, when Modi, when those women wrestlers are beaten, I have a problem with Modi. The way they are treated, I have a problem with Modi. When the way the farmers are treated, I have a problem with Modi. That is the thing. Now, editorial, and I must tell Mr. Ramesh Babu, editorial is a personal opinion of Mr. Sujit Nair, where he does a show single-handed. where he has an opinion on a political issue. Where he, now this is a conversation. This is more of a my opinion. I will say it is. Mr. Nair is asking me questions. I am giving my opinion, and I am very honest in that. That yes, I am red on Modi because the way he is treating the wrestlers of this country, the way he is treating the women of this country, the way he is treating the farmers of this country. So I am red on Modi. I have no columns on that.
It's, Singh Saab, answering Ramesh from my point of view. You see, Ramesh, the idea is that if we talk and we give another point of view, is because the country needs to know two point of views. If you don't have another point of view, then you don't need media. You don't need us to come to your channel live. You are wasting your time watching us. Why are you watching us? Because if we are going to say the same great things, great propaganda, then you don't need to watch us. Number one. Number two is nobody talks about the inauguration not being good, or nobody says that we shouldn't have had an inauguration, or nobody says that India should not have a better and a bigger parliament house. The only thing we are discussing here is, was the way it was done, it was inaugurated, is that right or wrong? So anyway, that's your point of view, sir. I thought I should, once we talk about good things, we should also show people who have other opinions. Sir, tell me now, coming back to our discussion, tell me this entire concept of president inaugurating the parliament house versus the prime minister inaugurating the parliament house, what is your opinion on that?
No, it is as simple as, left to me, let me be very honest. Left to me, I might have called the poorest man of this country, or the three surviving PVCs of this country who are still there, or I might have called the greatest artists of this country to, let me. I mean, if you are asking me as a person, but the parliament, the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha, they are run by traditions, and they are run not only by traditions, by constitution also. So by constitution, the president of this country is the first person of this country. So and happily so that today we have a person who is a woman also. So that is a pride for me, who happens to be a scheduled tribe also. So that is a double pride for me. You just remember what history would have, after 50 years. If you read history, the history, it would have been written that the new parliament house was inaugurated by a woman of scheduled tribe, and that was the strength of India. That was the strength of India. Now today PM has the right. He is going and he is inaugurating all the Vande Bharat expresses. He is inaugurated about 20, 25, 20. Basically, what I feel is, I mean, there is some illness. There is some illness, because why someone will not allow anyone else in his cabinet, in his party, to inaugurate even Vande Bharat Express? He wants to hog the entire limelight alone and alone. He I don't know why this happens. So there is some problem here, which I feel his party should restrict on these things.
Chalo sir,
He go,
let us assume for a minute that Mr. Modi wants to inaugurate everything, and he does. I mean, I have never seen a prime minister come to inaugurate a train. I am therefore not saying that it is wrong to inaugurate a train, but I have never seen prime ministers come to inaugurate train. Chalo, theek hai. Let us assume that happens. Sir, if you are saying a wrestler can do it, or even I agree to what you're saying. Actually, a wrestler could do it, or a cricketer could do it, or a artist could do it, or a great somebody else
soldiers,
could do it,
soldiers,
and
soldiers.
ठीक है ना. So then why couldn't the prime minister do it? फिर prime minister क्या तो क्या बुरा है? What of it?
No, because prime minister is doing at the cost of president. The problem is this: prime minister is doing at the cost of the president and the vice president of the country. That is the problem. Prime minister, it should have been a larger heart that I am sacrificing. Please put up a nameplate, or whatever it is. What finally, if the president was there, the only change would have been inaugurated by the president of India in the presence of the prime minister of India. That is all change. His name should have come in the second line. which he will not allow. He doesn't want that anyone else other than him should be there when the name is written there. So it is a problem with Mr. Modi. It is a problem which he has to deal with. It is a problem with BJP has to deal with. It is not a
But
problem
sir,
of
for
opposition.
that particular problem which Mr. Modi has to deal with, why did the opposition boycott such a historic event? The opposition is as important to a parliament house as much as the government. Why did they boycott it?
They boycotted it because how the message will go. How the message will go that what Prime Minister is doing, he is disrespecting the President and the Vice President of India. How this message will go? You tell me how this message will go, that and they are, listen, they are, the opposition is boycotting on the issue of not inviting President and Vice President. That is the issue. They all say it is good. In fact, few of the congressmen have tweeted that it's a beautiful building. We needed, it was a long needed need of the hour and things like that. But the thing is, someone is I want to answer this. The Prime Minister is elected by the people of India, so it is not an issue. President also is also elected body. Please understand that. Governor is not elected in this country. He is nominated. So governor, people at times compare governor with chief minister. Governor and chief minister are not comparable, because governor is appointed. Governor can be terminated. Governor can be he can be suspended. He can, but the prime minister, but the president of the country is a elected president of this country. Please understand this. The president of the country, the cabinet cannot remove him. There is a there's a whole lot of a different way you have to go. President cannot be removed. The governor can be removed, and we are seeing the way governor are removed. So please don't get confused that prime minister is an elected and president is an elected office. Please understand this.
Sir, ठीक है, चलो, let us keep this. Let's just say that I agree. You are saying that we had to put up I mean, the opposition had to put up a kind of protest, and therefore they didn't. They boycotted. चलो, ठीक है. Now let's come to Sengul. The Sengul thing. What was it? Why? What is the problem with the scepter being put next to the,
it is
speaker?
good, Mr. Nair, that I mean, for the first time I'm seeing on a channel where you are separating both the issues, because generally people are getting confused with both the issues, because that is a separate issue. Sengul is a separate issue. What I feel is uh, they are trying to do two things. One, they are trying to bring in the Brahminical order somehow, the Hindu that what do you call Hindutva part of it, Sanatan part of it, into our parliament, which the constitution doesn't allow this. The Sengul cannot be there in the parliament. They are doing it. So, I mean, who is going to stop it? But it cannot be done,
But
because
sir, then Nehru did it. Nehru did it. He also accepted it, isn't he?
please understand. Please understand, Mr. Nair. Nehru never accepted that as a change of power, which they are trying to say. Never. So, few priests from down south came to hand over this. Nehru accepted it, and then Nehru sent it to its right place, the museum. So Nehru had sent this to the museum. Nehru never gave it to the parliament that it is a change of power and things like that. What I'm trying to say is there are two, three points which must be seen. Number one, tell me, it is coming from my state, Tamil Nadu, and people have problems when I say this, that I find especially the southern states to be more ritualistic on Hindu traditions than northern states. They are more, and people don't appreciate this in north. They say नहीं नहीं हम लोग ज़्यादा करते हैं, और वो. Somehow I feel they are more on the ritual part. They are more. You tell me, if Sangul was so sacrosanct, you tell me one instance when it was used in Tamil Nadu, or it was used in Kerala, or it was
Sir,
used.
Sengul was not sacrosanct. Sengul was not sacrosanct. But if somebody uses Sengul, how is it wrong? That's the
It
question.
is wrong. No, no, it is wrong because it is a Hindu tradition, and Constitution doesn't allow you. What that is what I'm trying to say is Constitution doesn't allow you to have a, a, a religious ritual inside that. You have all the right to have rituals in your. I'm a practicing Hindu. I do puja every day, but it stops on the door of my house. When I go outside, then I'm an Indian. Then so that is the problem. Then if you are bringing in this, why not? Someone can say, ki, why not some Christian ritual? Why not some Guru Granth Sahib ritual? Why
Sir,
not
but
some?
then if that had to be counted, sir, when there was the foundation stone laid, when there was that that ritual that happened, why didn't we question that? Because that too was Hindu ritual. When the
Which one?
foundation stone was laid, when the foundation stone was laid initially to in this for this Parliament House, even that was Hindu ritual,
No, no,
Bhumi Pujan.
even no, no, Mr. Nair.
Yes, sir.
What I'm trying to say is, we, if you remember, then when the Rafale plane was coming, then also there was a Hindu
Yes,
religion that was putting that
yes, yes,
element and something.
yes,
No,
yes.
so what I'm trying to say is, those things, there are certain things which you have to avoid. Nehru as a person who was a Brahmin, who was a Brahmin, had the conviction, had the education, and had the moral authority to say that Constitution and my religious beliefs are two different things. So Nehru had that. I must say Nehru had that conviction. That is why even people quote that when the Somnath was being built, he told Dr. Rajendra Prasad, ki, please don't go and inaugurate it as a president of India. Please don't do it because the Constitution doesn't provide it. Now, what I am also at pain to say, no one protested. I agree. No, none of the political parties protested. I will take 1 minute and tell you. When this Ram Janmabhoomi verdict came, the Supreme Court said that there will be a trust for the construction of and the administration of the Hindu temple. Why not for a masjid? Was it right decision by Supreme Court? If you are telling that there will be a government trust created by the parliament, so why not a trust for building up the masjid? Number one. Number two, why the prime minister of the country went there for the main puja? Why I'm asking this is that, and it was a government function because governor was also there. It was not a party function. So these are the questions which someone is going to raise today or tomorrow, and none of the political parties objected to it because they also goes for a election, and they also need a vote which they somehow feel that by standing for these issues they will lose Hindu votes, which Karnataka voted they were very mature on that when Congress said that we are going to ban this PFI and Bajrang Dal both if they don't behave properly. So Karnataka was very mature, and Congress party for the first time showed some grit and conviction that in towing that line.
I think our colleague from South Life, Singh Saab, the managing editor of South Life, is, I think, watching us. And he has just written a comment saying that, listen, the Sengul would kind of, be seen as monarchy. It is promoting monarchy. It is given from one emperor to another. So possibly that's, that makes one citizen more equal than the other. That's what he says. And that is a point of view. But sir, again, yeah, please. You say something.
I must say, Mr. Kurian, the problem is today why I'm agitated, that I see a, a design by which we are being made from citizen to subject. हम हम नागरिक से प्रजा बन रहे हैं. That is the problem. That is the problem. And we the way they feel that your vote is My vote, I mean, that is the strength. That is the only thing which this we have got as a constitution. My right, my vote, your vote of Mr. Adani, and vote of Mr. Modi, and vote of Mr. Rahul Gandhi has the same value. Has the same value, and that is the strength of my country.
Absolutely. Well said, Mr. Singh. Well said. I think that was very well said. And a shout out for South Life. South Life, thank you for joining us. And Shaj Kurian joined us, managing director of South Life, managing editor of South Life. My apologies. Anyway, let's go on with this discussion. Sir, my question then, let me ask you a very basic question, sir. पार्लियामेंट इनॉग्रेट हो रहा था, इंडिया का नया पार्लियामेंट इनॉग्रेट हो रहा था. डिड वी get sidetracked? Did we try and focus on the wrong issues? Should we have forgotten all this for the time being and participated and made all of this happen and maybe taken it up inside the temple of democracy, that is inside that parliament house? Shouldn't that the way it should have been?
I will answer one by one.
Sorry, I'll take half a second more from you, sir. The reason I say this is because from an opposition point of view and as a communications person, sir, today again, by not by boycotting the inauguration, by creating all this ruckus, who became the center of the attraction? Mr. Modi became the center of the attraction. So not just that he was inaugurating the entire function, even the opposition made him the center of attraction. So that's the point I'm asking you, sir.
In this entire episode of women wrestlers, who is the center of attraction? Mr. Bhushan Saran Singh or anyone else? So, if you are becoming a center of attraction for wrong reasons, you might be happy with that. Having said that, people feel that opposition should not have done. I also have a doubt that whosoever is the strategy makers of BJP, they must be very happy about it. We have forgotten Adani. We have forgotten the way SEBI is giving clean chits and the Supreme Court is giving clean chits to Adani. We have forgotten Adani. So anyone who is batting for Adani there, who is there for Adani, must be a happy man today. That no one is talking of Adani. People are talking of sengul. People are talking of these things. I mean, things which have no meaning for me. Sengul, I am not going to be a king. I will. No one is going to have a sengul in any of the state assemblies. Having said that, I still feel I still don't know why, leave aside opposition parties, why the state governments were not called. It should have been a utsav. It should have been something on a much larger scale.
But state government didn't even go for the Niti Aayog meeting, sir. 12 states didn't go for Niti Aayog meeting. So that would be my next question to you, my last question to you on that. But sir, please continue.
No, you cannot say that Mr. Nair, if you have a function in your HW News, you cannot say that I would not have come. That is why you are not invited. So that cannot be it. You have to invite me, and then I have to. It is my call that whether I will go there or not. And if I'm not going, I might have a reason. So that cannot be an answer. Having said that, this is Modi ji in his heart of heart knows that he failed to get the opposition, and also in his heart of heart he also understands that the president and the vice president's office, come what may, will never appreciate that. Modi ji is in power. He has got those letters addressed to the nation and things like that. But the highest office of this country cannot be treated like this. There is absolutely no doubt about it.
Sir, then let me ask you my final question actually. Sir, where are we heading with this? State and center. State not cooperating with center, center not at all cooperating with state. Political center agency, that the political party that is dominating the center is ensuring that every state is pulled down, and every state is wary about with the center. All this politics, where is it taking us? Because ultimately, state, center, we lose as people. I don't know how much BJP in the center is losing, or I don't know how much Aam Aadmi Party or Mahavikas Aghadi in the state is losing. But we lose as people. Where do we go with this, and what is your solution, sir? What do you think should happen?
It's a very long discussion, Mr. Nair, and I
Please,
would love to have. We must discuss this because people must understand where we are heading to.
sir.
One, if the prime minister of the country says that he needs a double engine sarkar, he needs a double engine government. By the very fact, as soon as you say that I need a double engine government for the faster growth of your state, shows that you don't have commitment to the constitution of this country, because the prime minister of the country is for the all these states, irrespective whether it is ruled by your party or it is ruled by a opposition party. So this is the very basic theory that only a double engine sarkar can deliver. Is goes against the spirit of the constitution. There is absolutely no doubt on that. Secondly, we, as far as I can see, we are heading towards I will not say a disaster, but a situation where north-south conflict is going to happen. It might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, because when you are going for the next parliament, when you are going for the delimitation and the seat reallocation of the parliament, as per the constitution, you must have representation of the population. In that, the south states are going to be to lose on that. Especially UP Bihar will be overrepresented. There are many articles you can. I mean,
Yes.
all the people who are viewing this can go and Google it. UP will have 144 seats instead of 80, as per today's population which we have, and Kerala will have only 20. They will not. They are not going to increase it by that. So what I'm trying to say is, a state which is better managed, a state which is better educated, a state which uses their resources for the betterment of their people, will not get the representation. The brute majority of the Hindi states, especially led by Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, will have about one third or maybe more than that seats in the parliament, and then we will say I have the mandate of the people, and whatever I want I will do that thing. So that is something which I am worried about it, and we must have a show on this, because people must understand where the country is being headed.
Yes, absolutely, sir. Because somewhere down the line, the federal system of our country is being questioned. The federal system is what's getting damaged, and this federal system is something that a lot of people gave their lives for. And if that is going to be damaged, it is very sad day for India, and this has to be a discussion. One day, and definitely, sir, let's fix up one day, and we'll talk about this. Um okay, I told you my last question, but I have got exactly 1.5 more minutes. So 1.5 more minutes I'll use. I'll not waste this opportunity. Tell me, sir, how do you think the parliament will function after here on? Will it everything will be normal, or things are going to be
BJ
different?
No, BJP will not allow parliament to function till the next election, because BJP is not in a mood to face any questions. BJP, as it is, even the consultative committees of the parliaments are not functioning. The bills are being passed without going to the select committee or the consultative committee. So, in my opinion, BJP will see to it that the parliament doesn't function. It suits them.
So that's what we conclude with. You are saying BJP will not allow the parliament to function, and you see, having a good parliament, having a big parliament is a fantastic thing. But having a parliament that works for the people is what actually makes people proud, and that is why we all here, and that is why we have a parliament in the first place. Not purely because it's a great place to sit in and the AC is good and the canteen serves awesome tea. That's not really why one has a parliament. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Singh Saab. As always,
Thank you.
it's such a
Thank you.
pleasure talking to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sudhir sir. Thank you.